Yeah, let's be Helldivers in Halo!
Yeah!
Red, why aren't you wearing ODST armor?
That's not my armor.
We know, but pretend.
Well, Dare wore a recon helmet, so couldn't I just do that?
Well...
I mean, I guess.
Alright, fine, but you have to shout all the same stuff as us.
Like what?
Like how we're fighting for freedom.
Yeah, and the Covenant is fighting against our freedoms.
And if we don't stop them, democracy dies.
So they're the good guys then? Since they're trying to destroy democracy?
No, he said democracy, the good thing.
Democracy is the bad thing.
What are you talking about? We need to be a democracy like America.
America's not a democracy.
Alright then, what is America if not a democracy?
A republic.
Well, we vote in a democracy, so it's more of a democracy than a republic.
Do you not vote in a republic?
No.
What do you do in a republic then?
Look, Red, look, alright, Red, stop yelling at me!
I wasn't yelling.
Red, stop it, this isn't funny!
All I said was that America is a republic, not a democracy.
You're going to kill democracy then.
Hear me out for 1 second. In the U.S. Constitution, Article 4, Section 4 to be specific, it says that each state is guaranteed a Republican form of government, not a democratic form of government. Not to mention, the founders repeatedly referred to America as a republic and oftentimes bashed democracies.
Oh yeah? Name one!
John Adams said that democracies never last long and soon they waste, exhaust, and murder themselves. He said that there's never been a democracy that did not yet murder itself.
That's just one guy.
Noah Webster said that pure democracy is generally a very bad government, that it is often the most tyrannical government on earth.
That's just two guys!
John Witherspoon said that pure democracy cannot subsist long nor be carried far into the departments of state. Democracies are very subject to madness of popular rage.
Well, those are just... If I say those are just 3 examples...
I will provide a 4th example, of course.
Why can't you just accept that America is a democracy?
Because it's not. You two haven't provided me with any information to prove me otherwise, and so far I've provided y'all with enough evidence to show that it's not a democracy.
We have to go!
I thought we were gonna play Firefight.
We have to go!
Oh, okay. Do you guys want to play later?
We said we have to go!
Huh, I wonder what came up. Maybe they forgot something else that they needed to do. Guess I'll go and find someone else to game with.
Tom, don't cry. Red's wrong. He's the real crybaby.
It's not fair. America is a democracy. Why is Red always so mean to everyone who doesn't share his biased views?
Hey, I heard some women crying over here. You two ladies looking for a shoulder to cry on and maybe possibly get with me later tonight for some... Oh, it's just you two losers. Why are you two crying again? Lose another game like a couple of losers?
Shut up! Red made us cry again!
You mean that obnoxious guy who cries over everything? Unlike us three.
Yeah, he's the one who's always crying.
Alright, John, don't belittle my point.
He said that America is a republic and not a democracy.
Uh-huh. Just out of curiosity, were there any women around who might be watching?
I don't know. We weren't paying attention to that.
Of course you wouldn't be. You're both sad and lonely virgins. Unlike me. I get lucky all the time and don't forget it!
Alright, we won't.
Anyway, I'll need to go and mock and belittle Red. You two will come with me. We're better with numbers.
Yeah, just like a real democracy, we can use our numbers to defeat him.
Everyone's so busy these days. I guess I'll just wait here until they're available to play.
Hey! Think you could just spread misinformation, huh?
What did I do?
You told... Wait a minute. Alright. I can score with those women after I humiliate you.
What? What women?
America's a democracy.
What? No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
What's your evidence for that?
We vote, moron.
Do people vote in a republic?
No.
People don't vote in a republic? So what's the difference between a republic and a democracy?
In a democracy, you vote, but in a republic, your representatives vote.
America has representatives, though.
Dang it, hold on! They're not even looking! Well, it'd be nice if some ladies were watching me flaunt my non-toxic masculinity in front of this toxic incel! Hey! Look over here! Hey! Look! Finally, jeez. Anyway, did you know that a republic is a form of democracy? For example, refer to the United States as a republic emphasizes its non-monarchical structure, while calling it a democracy highlights the role of the popular vote in governmental decisions.
I see. So when America was being formed, the founders didn't want a democracy but a republic. But if a republic is a form of democracy, why would the founders be against democracies?
Nuance, obviously. It has to do with democracy being associated with ancient Athens, which was known for its direct democracy, where they voted without representatives, which led to tyranny of the majority and instability. The founding fathers were not against democracy per se, but rather wanted to create a more nuanced and representative system that would balance power with protection. They saw democracy as a term associated with direct participation, and republic as the term that emphasized representation, accountability, and protection of individual rights.
It sounds like you're saying that America is a republic rather than a democracy.
No, not at all. You see, the concept of a republic has its roots in ancient Greece and Rome, where the idea of representative government emerged. The first recorded republic was ancient Rome, which was established around 509 BCE.
Before Christ?
Before Common Era.
What was so significant of that time that literally defined our entire dating calendar?
You're getting off topic. Now, the Roman Republic was characterized by its representative government, its separation of powers, and its checks and balances. The Roman Republic was distinct from Athenian democracy. The United States is often credited with developing the modern concept of a republic, with its Constitution Bill of Rights providing a framework for a representative democracy with protection of individual rights.
Wait, are you saying that America is a republic and not a democracy then?
No, you're just too stupid to grasp it, which is why you claim that America is not a representative democracy.
Does that mean that a representative democracy and a republic are 100% the same thing?
Well, the similarities have to do with things like representation, rule of law, accountability, and stuff like that. For all practical purposes and in contemporary political discourse, a representative democracy and a republic often refer to the same type of government. A system where the people elect representatives to make decisions and where the rule of law governs political processes.
What are the differences?
There are no differences between the two.
But you said often refer to the same type of government, but often doesn't mean always.
It doesn't matter.
So what's the point of the two titles? Why do we say republic if we can just say representative democracy? Why don't we just have one and not the other if they're both the same thing?
The coexistence of republic and representative democracy in our language reflects the complexity and richness of political history and theory. Each term serves to highlight different aspects of governance, allowing for more nuanced and precise discussion. This multiplicity of terms enriches our understanding and communication about political systems rather than oversimplifying diverse concepts into a single term.
It almost sounds like you're creating a word salad rather than answering my question. I think the most accurate thing to come away with here is that you're wrong and America is not a democracy.
What? Why not?
Well, the founders were very precise in that they wanted a republic and not a democracy. The Constitution mentions a republican form of government for each state. The founders say we are a republic. The Pledge of Allegiance declares that we are a republic, and many other things address us as a republic, but never mention the US as a representative democracy. The only people who say that are oftentimes the people who tend to be the most ignorant, or the people who hate America's system of government.
You're just spreading misinformation.
I was just asking questions and then answering why I didn't feel like what you were saying made a lot of sense. Sure, I'm taking a stance now, but that's only because it feels like when I ask questions, you just give me a bunch of non-answers, and I feel like taking a stance might actually get me some more legitimate answers from you now.
Look. The U.S. is a democratic republic, so calling America a democracy just amplifies that very thing.
I think it actually makes things worse. Calling America a democracy oversimplifies the intentions of the founders and undermines their views. We have a republican form of government, more than we have a democratic one, and even then the word democratic can imply more of a direct democracy by citizens than actually exist. When most of our governing is done by elected representatives, no one's going to know what's going on when the founders hated democracy. We are a democracy, and we have a democracy that was created by people who hated democracy. Besides, our Constitution does guarantee us a republican form of government, so anything else would be in violation of the Constitution, which is supposed to be the supreme law of the land.
Okay then, Mr. Hotshot, if we're not a democratic republic, then what are we?
You want me to try and explain it all?
Yeah, go ahead since you seem to know so much.
Well, alright then. Let's look at every single version of what America is often referred to today. To begin, we've got a republic, which is a form of government where the country is considered a public matter, and power is held by the people and their elected representatives. A democracy, which is a form of government where the supreme power is vested in the people and exercised directly by them. A pure democracy, which is a theoretical system where all citizens directly participate in decision-making for all government policies and laws. A direct democracy, which is a form of democracy where citizens participate directly in the decision-making process instead of through elected representatives. A democratic republic, which is a hybrid regime that combines elements of a republic and a democracy. Citizens have a say in the rules and policies, usually through elected representatives. A federal republic, which is a republic where there is a national government representing the whole country, and certain powers are reserved for state governments. A representative republic, which is a republic where the people elect representatives to exercise power and create policies, laws on their behalf. A representative democracy, which is a form of democracy where citizens elect representatives to make decisions on their behalf, as opposed to a direct democracy. And a constitutional republic, which is a republic where a constitution limits the powers of the central government and protects certain inalienable rights of citizens. One issue is that a lot of those overlap one another, and it would make sense to get rid of some of them, but they're there, so let's just work with what we've got. Let's go over some of their differences. A republic versus a democracy. A republic has a system of elected representatives exercising power. A democracy is specifically a system where power derives from the people. A representative democracy versus a direct democracy. Representative democracy has elected officials representing citizens. Direct democracy allows citizens to directly vote on laws and policies. A federal republic versus a unitary republic. A federal republic divides power between national and state governments. A unitary republic concentrates power mainly at the national level. Democratic republic versus constitutional republic. A democratic republic has a democratic system of government. A constitutional republic specifically has a constitution limiting government power and protecting rights. With all of those things being said, if I had to pick one, what would America be? For classifying the United States system of government, a simple description would be to call America a republic, as is guaranteed in the United States Constitution and was openly declared by Benjamin Franklin. But if you can't live without a long and fancy title, the best thing to call America, if I had to give it a long title, is a constitutional federal republic. Let me give you some of the reasons why that is a more accurate description than things like a representative democracy or even a democratic republic. The U.S. Constitution acts as the supreme law of the land and limits the powers of the federal government. It protects certain inalienable rights like freedom of speech, press, religion, etc. And the government cannot simply do whatever it wants and is bound by the Constitution. The federal structures include power being divided between the federal national government and the 50 state governments. States have their own constitutions, laws, representatives, and reserve powers. An example would be states having their own criminal codes, education laws, local elections, and we are also a republic with elected representatives. There is no direct democracy voting on every issue by citizens. So while the US has democratic mechanisms like elections for representatives, calling it just a democratic republic does not fully capture the fundamentally constitutionally limited and federal nature of the American system of government. On top of the fact that we also have anti-democratic systems in place, like the Electoral College, which would make it dumb for us to refer to America as an anti-democratic democratic republic. The checks and balances and rights enshrined in the Constitution, combined with the federal structure, make constitutional federal republic more comprehensively accurate. So, in essence, while democratic republic is not inaccurate, it is an incomplete descriptor and leaves out many of the elements that make up America's system, like the preeminent role of the Constitution, the federal structure dividing powers, and many other things. Which is why we shouldn't refer to America as a democracy, democratic republic, representative democracy, etc. What do you think?
I think you're full of shit.
What? Why?
I didn't understand a single thing you said.
Would you like me to try and simplify some of my points? I won't insult you like you did with me.
You're just obsessed with misinformation.
Maybe you just have to resort to logical fallacies in order to beat me.
This isn't even a formal debate, so mentioning my logical fallacies is stupid.
It's actually necessary to help prevent the conversation from going all over the place and helping us to stay on track.
You're just a horrible person who believes in lies.
What did I say that was a lie?
Look, screw it, you two back me up.
Oh, there you guys are. I've been waiting for you.
Well, I've still got 3. Motherfuck.
Did you want to keep talking about this in a civil manner?
I have to go.
Did you want to talk about it later?
I have to go.
What was that all about? Well, he came out of nowhere, so it's likely that he just couldn't accept the fact that Bungie made Humans and Forerunners the same, and was looking for some random and unnecessary things to debate about in hopes of weaseling his way in to use logical fallacies to try and beat me. Just a guess. People are really the worst sometimes. Yeah, they are. Oh well, let's go do some gaming.